Co-main event, good mate of mine, Tom Aspinall, the interim champion. Yes, I know a lot of you think this is weird that Tom's defending the interim title. And look, listen, it is what it is, okay? Stipe versus John Jones is going to go down probably Madison Square Garden later this year in November. Whoever wins this fight between Curtis and Tom will get the winner between Jones and Stipe, right? We just got to forget about that. But this fight's very interesting because let's remember they fought before. It didn't even start. It was a win for Curtis Blaydes, but Tom blew his leg out, blew his knee out, had surgery. About a year and a half away from the sport. He was absolutely devastated, but it gave him a newfound hunger. He realized what he had and how much he loved this game. And Tom came back a better, much more improved, focused, determined individual than what he was previously. I'm telling you, Tom Aspinall is not a man to trifle with, but neither is Curtis Blaydes. Look at that last win over Jailton Almeida, a man that just takes down everybody. Yeah, he took down Curtis once or twice, but Curtis Blaydes landed those nice elbows up against the fence. He's got heavy, heavy hands as well, and he's a gigantic heavyweight. This is a competitive fight, and as I say, the winner of that one goes on to fight Jones or Stipe.
If I win or if Aspinall wins, I don't think John's going to fight anyone outside of Stipe. After Stipe, he walks away into the sunset. I think he likes to toss out different scenarios and like what if I fought Alex Pereira? What if I fought Aspinall? What if I fought Blaydes? He wants people to talk about him.
Do you feel like you're fighting for the real heavyweight championship on July 27th?
That's how I'm viewing it. That's how I'm approaching it. And honestly, the majority of like casual fans, they don't know the difference.
Aspinall, I think. Aspinall is clean, is powerful, and he has confidence. But we'll see about Aspinall, Curtis Blaydes' offense. Offensive wrestling. He has timing and not too bad of boxing anyway. When he believes in his punches, Aspinall is going to take it.
Tom Aspinall's solid. He's looking really good. I'm gonna go Tom Aspinall.
I'm gonna go Tom.
Ooh, that one's hard. I got Curtis Blaydes. I feel like Curtis Blaydes wasn't doing bad the first time until, obviously Tom got hurt. But he was doing pretty good, man. He wasn't like getting pieced up before the injury. He wasn't like he was getting dominated. I mean, it was early in the fight as well too, so it's hard to say. But I think Curtis.
Tom Aspinall. I think he's so well rounded. Like he's got good wrestling, and he's so damn athletic. I think he can maybe catch him and then just deter all the wrestling.
Tom Aspinall for sure. Yeah, I've actually seen him training at his gym. He's fucking fast and he can move for a big guy. It's crazy.
And honestly, if Curtis Blaydes doesn't deserve this title fight based on what he has done right now, it's for the career that he has put in, because he has toyed with the idea many, many times. He's been at the doorstep of a championship opportunity many, many times. He has not been able to cash it in. I don't know that Curtis Blaydes would get that, but I do know that Curtis Blaydes, for most that have been around the game, are happy that he is getting the opportunity. Now, the opportunity comes against a guy that seems to have it all. When Michael Bisping went on that rant, and he talked about Tom Aspinall beating up Sergey Pavlovich, we said to ourselves, this has to be a gimmick. How is Michael, a voice in this game so strong, willing to go out on a limb, and then he starches him in the first round, and we all go, wow, he might just be the guy that Bisping is saying. And we all hate saying Bisping right, guy. That is just one of the things in our group. We don't want to say Mike's right, but he was right.
I'm gonna go Tom Aspinall. That guy's a beast, man.
Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall. He's the next big thing for sure. Absolutely.
It's a tough one. Tom Aspinall is just, I mean, he's on a tear. He's been on a tear. I'd like to see Curtis Blaydes get that wall work in, get that wrestling against the cage, but they're going to strike a bit. I think it's going to go to a decision, split decision. I think Aspinall is going to take it.
Tom Aspinall. Oh, damn, that's a good one. I know Tom Aspinall looks like, he's been looking like he's leagues ahead of all these other heavyweights and stuff. But I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I know him and Blaydes fought before, but it had a weird ending with the
There's
injury,
an
right?
injury to Aspinall's knee, yeah.
Right. So we haven't really seen Aspinall against a really strong wrestler, have we? Like
Not that I know of. No, I don't think so. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how he handles that. Part of me is feeling Blaydes. Honestly, I think Blaydes is gonna bring some tools and the skill set that we haven't seen Aspinall deal with yet. And Blaydes is, he's been around the block for a minute. So yeah, Blaydes.
Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blaydes. This is a rematch. 15, 20 seconds into their last fight, there was a crazy injury. So now we get to see if Aspinall's got the goods to stop a wrestler. Because if Aspinall can stop a few takedowns, I think he's going to say a lot about his chances against John Jones. So for me, I think there's more riding on this for Aspinall, because if he loses to a wrestler, then it's going to be like, oh, well, you lost to Curtis Blaydes. What would have John done to this guy? So that's what it would be if he does lose to Curtis Blaydes, if he does get taken down by Curtis Blaydes. But again, Curtis Blaydes, like Bilal Muhammad, has shown a new wrinkle to his game. That vicious ground and pound that he used against his last opponent, I can't remember the guy's name, but he beat him down, showed some brutal ground and pound, and who knows? Maybe this is like the era of the wrestlers who are so used to wrestling, they might start coming out and being more aggressive with the striking and looking for finishes that way.
And you want to know something on Curtis Blaydes, by the way? I've never known why Curtis doesn't get over with the audience. He goes and fights Francis Ngannou. He gets beaten like 20 seconds. He demands a rematch. He flies to a different country. This is Curtis Blaydes, different continent, in fact. He gets a rematch, and this one's even faster. He comes back home. He challenges Francis a third time when nobody wants to face him even once. Now, I tell you that because that's the kind of guy that people get behind. And they've never gotten behind Curtis. He's an amateur national champion. He's a handsome guy. He's got plenty of rope left in his career. I got a phone call one day. Guess who it was? It was Curtis. And you want to know what he told me his issue is? He said, Chael, I stutter. He said, I don't like to do interviews. I stutter. I'm self-conscious about it. He didn't stutter once when he told me that. I think that's interesting. I just thought I would share it with our audience.
Don't really care about either one of those guys, but I see Curtis Blaydes wrestling to a decision.
Curtis Blaydes.
Aspinall. You gotta go with Aspinall, man. Aspinall's just too good everywhere. He just has so many ways to kill you. Curtis Blaydes is good in his own right, but he just doesn't have all the extra stuff that Tom Aspinall has.
The only thing that Curtis Blaydes is going to have to do, because this guy's a better attacker than him, he's going to have to wrestle. But at what expense? Is he going to be able, when the dude fights him, and then you're forced to stand with him on your feet? I mean, that's a different game, dude. Because this dude has 100% finishing rate. He either lives by it or he dies by it. With 3 of his losses have all come by finishes. And particularly the fight that he had with Curtis Blaydes, which, obviously it was an injury default. It still counts as a loss, but I think he's here to make it, right? So for that reason, I would like for a guy like Curtis Blaydes to win. I'm gonna have to give the edge to the one and only Tom Aspinall. Like I said before, Tom, I clean my hands. I want to start new. You want to be my friend?
Talk to me about UFC 304. It's got that bizarre start time. I think Tom's adjusted his camp for that. How do you see it playing out with Curtis Blaydes?
Oh, I think Tom's clear favourite. I think I don't know if Curtis he's a nightmare to get down. Tom, he's not there to grab. He's a right headache. I don't think Curtis will be able to get him down. I think he'll be stuck playing Tom's game, and I think he'll probably get knocked out early, just like everybody else has been getting there knocked out. And even if he does get him down, Tom is a very, very good grappler himself. He can get up, he can reverse. Honestly, he might even take Curtis down, but he can definitely easily survive for the next round. I think Tom will be pretty clear favourite there, But it's heavyweight MMA, you've always got to be careful,
God, bro, that's a tough fight. I feel like I want to go with the Denver guy, Chris Curtis, but Tom Aspinall.
Curtis Blaydes, to be fair. Chris Curtis.
Curtis Blaydes, yeah, Chris Curtis. Yeah, I think I want to go with him because he's from Colorado and I got to represent Colorado. But it's a tough fight, man. It's a tough fight, especially in his hometown.
You said Chris Curtis again. Wow. I don't know. I can understand Curtis Blaydes.
There's a lot of C's going on, bro. There's a lot of Chris that. Yeah. So that's something that's messing me up.
Okay, fair enough.
Curtis Blaydes.
Yeah, you got to go Tom Aspinall. I know Curtis won the first fight, but that was freak injury, and Tom Aspinall is looking pretty unbeatable right now. And I would honestly take Tom Aspinall against John Jones.
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. Curtis Blaydes is a teammate at the gym that I cross-train with over Fort Chenberg, high altitude. But Tom Aspinall is also a great fighter. I'm going to go with Curtis.
I think Aspinall's on another level right now. Probably the best heavyweight in the world. He's got speed, he's got good movement, and he's got power as well. I think Blaydes has wrestling, but I don't think he'll be able to get a hold of Aspinall and control him. So I got Aspinall on that one.
Tom Aspinall is probably the most athletic heavyweight. I think he wins, and then I think that belt becomes the championship. I don't see John Jones ever trying to unify.
I believe that Curtis is like the toughest matchup in the division for me stylistically. He's a really, really good grappler. I would say he's got the best grappler in the heavyweight division, for sure. Well, you could say that about Almeida or Romanov, I guess, but I think MMA grappling-wise, Curtis is the best.
Yeah.
And he's got knockout power. He's dangerous. He's improving all the time with his hands. He's a veteran of the game. He's done a lot in his career. This is nothing to do with Curtis as a person. Like him a lot. But July 27th, I'm going to try my best to punch a hole in his face.
Aspinall still gets his title fight. He gets pay-per-view money. He gets championship, pay-per-view points. I'm assuming, he's going to be making money, and it is a heavyweight title, and people will look at it like a defense. And I'm glad to see Blaydes being the one to fight him for it. And, he's won some, then he was unlucky some, and then he had great wins. And I don't know. I think he deserves it. I think he's done the time. I think he's earned the stripes, and I think he deserves to get that, that gold shot.
Comment below who you think will win at UFC 304.